Can I ask, what thinking did you do? But I mean, both of you, I'm interested in this idea around your audience, because there's a bit of doom and gloom about the fact that it was very, very short notice, and also that people didn't have time. And I'm just wondering if anyone kind of got into that area, who that target market is.
Well, for us, we figured out that in terms of like coming for lunch, you would prefer a relaxed but yet a small, a bit of lively environment, which is why we chose a menu where we had little candles. But yet again, we had a music band, which would even come like right at you and play if you want to.
Why did you change that concept?
Because as I mentioned before, that concept, like we didn't have time to implement. It was a great concept. We just did not have the time. If we had at least 2 days more, we could have definitely done that. It would have been a great concept.
Guys, both of you are basically telling us that you think your pricing strategy was right.
Well, I spoke to the Sri Lankan members of my team who told me that for our initial target market, which was corporations who wanted to maybe take out their staff or clients for lunch, anything under 4,000 would be potentially acceptable if it's something special. If it's something with, as I mentioned, a live band, salsa. Charlie, your point about when you go for a business lunch, you want something quick and just in and out. I appreciate that's often what's wanted if you're very busy, but if you're entertaining clients or if you actually have time to have more of a relaxing lunch, people do find it quite nice to actually have a bit of entertainment, something a little bit different to break up their day.
Still to go on the pricing. So you just asked your Sri Lankan colleagues, and that was basically it?
No, when we began selling the tickets, I carefully, as I said, rearranged the pitch to find out what was the stumbling block, what it was that people didn't want. And we started off saying, we've got this Mexican fiesta, it's 3,800 rupees. And to see if people would say, no, that's too much, and stop us there. And they didn't. They would say, Mexican fiesta, tell me more.
So did you look around the corner at a restaurant that's just like 10 feet away from you, doing the same thing? Did you ask those guys what they sell it at?
Which restaurant was offering salsa and
or whatever menu, international menu, just around the corner? Did you ask those guys what they sell it at and find out that information?
Well, we knew what the prices were for this food because the food was bought from the Hilton. So we had to add value to that. That price was set. If we were going to make any profit, we had to make it over and above that.
You say value, let's talk about value. So on the customer feedback form, CUC,
yep.
How much did people say they would have paid?
The average was just under 2,500. However, 3,800, which might add 30% of people said they would be happy to pay. Our target market was not the random spread of people that we got. And I think out of our target market who came in,
but these are the
they were
people
quite
who actually
happy.
experienced that lunch. That's what they felt it was worth. Half what the price.
Not half. Yes, it might be below, but there were also customers who said, I would have paid 4,500, no problem. I had a great time. I thought it was an excellent experience, and it was something really different and original. Mexican food is popular throughout the world, as is salsa, and there isn't anywhere near enough of it in Sri Lanka. 2 separate customers said that to me. You really tapped into an excellent market here. I wish there was more of it here. So I think our concept was sound.
Munasa, you think your pricing and your concept was much more innovative than his?
Well, in terms of innovativeness, like I feel that his concept would have been better for a dinner, like a dinner dancer, but our concept would have been more suitable for lunch. And in terms of our pricing, I called Cinnamon Grand and Galadari up, and I got to know that Galadari doesn't have Italian during lunch, so I thought, okay, we have that advantage. And Cinnamon Grand, well, initially, the first lady who spoke to me, she was like, no. But then afterwards, I spoke to another person, Cinnamon Grand, and she was like, no, they do have. And I got to know that both those hotels, they price it at a range of between 2,400 to 3. So I thought, ours would be okay.
I think you saw them in action. What do you think of the concept?
Well, I mean, if I look in regards to the deco, as you already mentioned, Monata, about Pete's team, I was very surprised to see black for lunch, to be very honest. But why did you choose black, and why did you choose Mexican?
The Mexican idea was just something which came out at the start, and we thought, yeah, that's original. It's popular elsewhere in the world, and you know, Sri Lanka is becoming more and more westernized and bringing in more aspects of popular Western culture. I mean, take America. Mexican is one of the most popular food types there. That's something I found out during my research.
But as far as I remember, the concept was given for you to create a lunch atmosphere and not a dinner atmosphere. Because just now, you're a little bit contradicting yourself, right? Because it's supposed to be lunch, but you're giving a dinner atmosphere.
But then our brief was also to come up with something innovative and creative, and I think sticking to the usual rules of you have a white tablecloth at lunch was the last thing on my mind. I was thinking innovation, being creative, and you know, forget about the rule book. You're trying to create something new.
Okay. Munasa, about your decoration of your restaurant, why did you choose for off-white or white?
Well, in terms of the decorations, we spoke to the banquet managers here, and we got to know that when it comes to Italian, it goes with more cream, and then the creamish background with the goldy ribbon, and the whole wine bottles. I think Milani. When we were like surfing the net, we got to know these Italian decorations, and of course there's also red and white tablecloths there, but then we couldn't get the red and white tablecloths for this. But we got to know as to how they have the wine bottles with the glasses. So we really want to capture the whole Italian environment as much as possible in our ballroom. And even the masks, we got to know how Italy likes masks, and that's why we got the masks as well on the table. So we, as I mentioned before, capture as much as possible of Italy in our ballroom.
Pete, in terms of customer service, you said you got some feedback when it came also to pricing. What was the overall customer experience or the feedback, basically, from your point of view?
From my point of view, everyone was very pleased. All the comments were saying things like, excellent, really surprised to see this, really love it, I'd love to see more of it. The majority of our ratings for each of the categories were 4s or 5s. A lot of people personally came to come and thank me and shake my hand when they were leaving because they enjoyed the event so much. Everyone had a smile on their face throughout the whole thing. You know, there was a real atmosphere in here, and people picked up on that.
Munasa, how did you do on customer service, given that you had an unfavourable placing?
I think we had a great. I think we did customer service really well, sir, because we planned things out. Initially, both Imesh and I were there, and then we were told, okay, not two of us can stay right at this entrance. So I stayed here, and Imesh was down by the door, which where you come out towards the car park. So what we did was, as soon as we see a customer, of course they have to see both restaurants. Those are the walk-in customers. If they see theirs, then I greet them, and then I take them towards Imesh. And then while I take them to Imesh, I make sure that I get to know as much as I could about them, to be very personal. Because in customer service, there was an opportunity that we had is, like, for some reason at one point I saw 2 customers just walking out of Pete's restaurant. And at that time, Imesh had just come to ask me something, and I was like, okay, because those customers looked a bit confused. And I was like, Imesh, just go check those customers. They look a bit confused. Ask them what's up. And then Imesh went and checked those customers and to see if they were 2 of those walking customers, and we were able to get them into a restaurant.
Pete, you had 6 confirmed banners, but you ended up getting only 3.
Yeah, I was told that we had 6 confirmed. It then came to light that, in fact, only 2 of them were confirmed. So Rivka and Prashan went out and actually managed to get a 3rd during the event. But that was a setback, yes. The information I got from Rivka was that we had 6 confirmed sponsors. I don't know if that was something lost in translation or just a problem with communication, but that happened and it did cause us a problem, yes.
So you had 6 or 3 or what happened?
We went first day. We had only 4 day to organize the event. As soon as, like, with the telephone directory, we got all the big companies noted down. And to be honest to you, the first day I said 4 banners to be confirmed. To be confirmed. This is what I said. And sir, if I'm not mistaken, I have all the notes that the customers who are like about to give sponsors to me, and two people were already okay because sir, in big companies, sponsorship were authorized by the higher authority. At about 6 o'clock only, we were like about to go for some apartment complexes to sell some tickets.
Rivka, you promised to deliver something. You didn't. Pete, what did you
No,
think of
I
that?
did, sir.
If I can just ask Selena, I know she was witness to our conversation the night before when Rivka told me that there were 3 confirmed at that point. Do you agree?
I understood that we had 15,000 rupees, so I understood that we had 3 confirmed.
So that was the night before, and then at the start of the event the next day, I was told we had 10. After I'd also been told that we'd got another 3 since then, totaling 30,000. And it became that wasn't the case, and as you can imagine, it was quite a shock.
Keith, your food cost was about 213,000 rupees against Munasa's 148,000. And you also had asked for 100 plates against 70 plates. That had kind of completely, tilted the profit equation in her favor. Why did you take a high-risk strategy like that?
As you've probably noticed throughout the competition, I'm quite ambitious with anything I set about that. And me and my team had full confidence when we set out that we would be able to fill the place. We were fully confident that our concept and our strategy would work.
But if you were using your own cash, would you take a high risk like that?
I wouldn't have a problem with doing it initially, but if it had been my own cash, then at the point where we hadn't sold any tickets, I would have pulled out personally, or I would have changed the time or the date, or I would have done something.
You were not given Karim, you were given the task, you needed to give the plates only last evening. So by last evening, you knew that you had not sold any tickets, but you still went ahead with 100 plates.
I don't believe that was in the brief. But
So,
maybe I missed that bit of information.
Yeah, sorry. No, in terms of for us, like the key reason as well, no, I know entrepreneurship is about taking risks, but there's a limit that you could do. And you should just because you should take risks, that you just couldn't jump in and take risks. You should consider the situation. Even in terms of walk-in customers, what we were briefed on is, okay, there'll be 50 walk-in customers. We didn't have any customers at that moment, so there'll be 50 walk-in customers. We definitely thought, okay, even if we get in other customers from the, maybe from the flyers that we send, or from the other customers who come in, apart from the customers that British Council or RT had organized, we knew it wouldn't go more than 20. You have to be realistic about this, which is why we set it for 70 tables.
What are the hardest decisions you had to take during the whole exercise with the people?
Well, I think the hard call was in terms of if we should change our strategy. That was one of the key hard calls, because that was a really good concept. People would have really liked it. There was time to come, but we just had to change it. And it involved motivating everyone to, get back, get back to start work again. And that was the key hard call there.
Pete, what are the most difficult decisions in the process?
I think kind of jumping in feet first as we did takes quite a lot of confidence, and you've got to be very sure about what you're doing. And that wasn't easy, because I don't really know Sri Lanka, I don't know the market that well, and it's a bit of a stab in the dark, but I knew that our concept would work, at least to some degree, because I'd seen it succeed so many other places.
I think what we do is we'd like you all to leave the room, and we would like to have a discussion within ourselves, and then we'll make the final call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.